Hello, everybody. It's Brian here. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful, safe Sunday afternoon and a safe holiday season. I thought I would like to talk about a very wonderful, positive year in review of all the amazing things that has really happened in the past year. So here goes. So this past year, I have made so many amazing YouTube videos of my amazing adventures. And also, I made a lot of ETS bus videos and LRT videos safely before and after the new bus routes came into effect. And also, I want to say some very positive things, what happened during this past summer of this year, during when I was in Toronto for my grandmother and Auntie Hazel's funeral, when I was visiting my Auntie Paula that week. So before I get to that, I also want to say some of the amazing things what has been going on as well, and also talk about the amazing decisions and very wise choices I have made over this year as well. So here it goes. Over this past year, I have made so many wise decisions, very fair and smart choices. In fact, right now I'm still in the process of finding another part-time job, something else what makes sense for me to rework my school schedule in the new year, at the end of the winter holiday season, and also in 2 weeks, the day after New Year's Day, come the first Sunday, January 2nd, or first Monday of January 3rd, my mom and I were also going to be exploring avenues for my schooling at the end of the winter holidays, so at the beginning of the first week of this January 2022, in 2 weeks from this coming week, after the last 2 weeks of this December as well, of this year 2021. And also, I just want to say, last spring of this year, I did some very amazing YouTube videos of the new ETS bus network, and also got to explore some of the new bus routes on ETS, not just the last week of last April of last spring, but also on the first couple of weeks of last May, of 7.5 months ago, almost 8 months ago feels like that, what I did not just the first week of May, but also the second week of May, 2 days before my 28th birthday drew near last spring, and also on my actual birthday last spring as well. So that's how it all happened, and how I got to film random new flyers on the new ETS bus network as well, when the new bus routes came into effect. And I really loved the mail announcements that ETS had too, and I also have been very understanding since before and after my grandma passed away with terminal cancer at the beginning of last June, late last spring, and a few weeks before the summer, and also before and after my Auntie Hazel passed away with flesh-eating disease. So it was very hard and challenging. But the positive thing is that on Canada Day this past July, I got to do YouTube videos of the ETS buses. Did some New Flyer Excelsiors on 9 Eau Claires, 9 Southgate. I also did some elevator filming at the Art Gallery of Alberta by the Sir Winston Churchill Square in the downtown area, that I've always loved going to on Canada Day once a year in July. So it's always an occasion to see the exhibits. And also, before that, last June of this past year, after I left my last job, and before and after I started finding other work, my mom and I got to see some movies too. We saw Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway at South Edmonton Common last June. And we also saw Fast 9, The Fast Saga at Landmarks Cinemas in the Tamarack area near Meadows. And this year, I did a streetcar video of one of the old streetcars in Fort Edmonton Park. And likewise, I got to do some elevator films. I did a YouTube video of one of the big ThyssenKrupp Northern elevators. Big, huge ThyssenKrupp Northern traction elevators at the Terminal 1 Parkade Garage at the Pearson 1 Toronto Pearson International Airport in the Toronto Mississauga area of Ontario, and a YouTube video of one of the GO train units of 343, one of the double-decker cars with the green livery too. And I did it in 3 long clips. And also, I had some very positive things to say about my Auntie Hazel during her funeral, where I got to see our friends of my grandparents who I know through my grandparents, my great-grandmother and Auntie Hazel, who have seen me, who I haven't seen in a while and so long. Alex, George, and Ariel were there, and I got to meet Jill and had a good chance to talk with her, and who played the cello, and Blair, who also did the singing. So it was very nice to see friends of ours, and I also met Reg as well. So it seemed very nice people, and likewise, I also got to do some elevator films at the Maple View Center in Burlington. So I did one of them at the Bay, at the Hudson's Bay Maple View Mall, and also did an Otis Series 1 hydraulic glass elevator at Maple View Center in Burlington. And most of all, I got to do a YouTube video of my very first time riding the CNG Grand West Vicinity bus on the HSR of Hamilton Street Railway on 18 Waterdown, before it became my ride on demand for the HSR, which is I just looked in the website. I rode a couple CNG Grand West Vicinity buses on the HSR of Hamilton Street Railway in Waterdown a couple times this summer. I rode one of them on my way from my Auntie Paula's place to Aldershot Station. And I also got to film the GO train a couple times, eastbound on my way to Union Station, and westbound from Union Station. And also, I had a very wonderful opportunity to take the subway to go northbound from Union Station to St. George Station in Toronto a couple times. Had a wonderful visit to and from Ossington Station and Dufferin Station on my visit last time. And because of that, I was very responsible. I texted my mom and Auntie Paula to let them know I arrived at Ossington Station in Toronto safely. And I did a YouTube video of me, called Greetings from Brian at St. George Station in Toronto, and a YouTube video of me at Ossington Station on the TTC while I was exploring too. And of course, I was double masking at all times, making sure I was sanitizing my hands as I safely went along. And and I also got to film the streetcars, one of the low-floor Bombardier streetcars 5 months ago, on both 505 Dundas when I was going eastbound from St. Patrick's Station outside University Avenue, Dundas Street West intersection towards Eaton Center of Yonge, Dundas Square and Yonge Street, outside Dundas Station. So I used an alternative route on the TTC in the downtown Toronto as well, taking the streetcar to the Eaton Center as well, because you might want to know is there's always alternative routes on the TTC in Toronto that I can use and other people can use as well. Like taking the subway to Queen and Dundas Station, 501 Queen on the Queen Street on the streetcar, 505 Dundas on Dundas Street on the TTC. So that's how it all happened that day. And I did a YouTube video of the Northern Hydraulic Elevator at St. George Station when I was transferring from our Bloor trains to our Yonge University trains when I went southbound on the way to St. Patrick's Station, and the same time southbound back to Union Station. And likewise, I did an elevator film at in the Best Western in Timmins. I also did some elevator filming in Sudbury. And this year, I also went to Niagara Falls on the GO bus, and I also did a YouTube video of the beautiful waterfalls. I also got a chance to explore some elevators in one of the Marriott locations in Niagara Falls, including Notice Series 1, and I also got to find some wonderful ThyssenKrupp Niagara Northern traction elevators in Niagara Falls too. In both the Marriott locations, the Embassy Suites Building Tower, Hilton South Tower, Hilton North Tower, and also I did a YouTube video of the Enviro GO bus double-decker bus units too on both 12 Niagara Falls and 12 Burlington Carpool. So that's how it all happened that day. Most of all, I want to tell you is that I have been thinking extremely hard over the summer of this past year, and since this fall, 3 months ago in September, October, November of last month, and now in the winter holidays. So you might want to say that my positive goal this year, folks, is about me finding another part-time job, something else that's easier for me to work, somewhere else on the south side that's easier for me to get home to after work at a more reasonable time. And what's more easier for me to concentrate on my studies in the new year. And likewise, because I was very responsible what I did in Toronto, in the greater Toronto Hamilton areas, not just Waterdown, but I had a wonderful opportunity to take the bus in Oakville Transit 2 that day, 5 months ago, when I stopped to pick up breakfast from McDonald's and had a wonderful sit-down break outside of Oakville Station. So that's how it happened that day. And I used my Presto card, and it's still in very excellent condition because I love keeping my things in excellent condition. In fact, of all the best decisions of all is that I have been keeping myself and my friends safe, and my goal this year, 2022, is for me to get my third booster dose, my third vaccine shot, because I got vaccinated twice too this year, and I am also in the process of reworking my stuff, and I'm also going to reorganize my stuff at the start of the new year. And also the first 2 months of this year, January, February, this winter, 2022, as well as this spring of March, April, and May before the summer. So there's plenty of time for that too. And also rerouting my post-secondary education schedule and my school schedule for next fall, next September 2022. And also, hopefully I can reschedule my birthday party for my 29th birthday in May of this year, 2022, that I had temporarily put off the last 2 years. So, and aside from all this, I had a very wonderful time taking the HSR, the GO Transit, and the TTC in Toronto this summer, in the greater Toronto Hamilton areas in Ontario this year, during the week of my grandma and Auntie Hazel's funeral. And because of that, this is why I get to ride the HSR buses on my own in Hamilton again, and as well as Waterdown in the GO Transit and the TTC, because I have always been very responsible, watching out for myself and other people. That has always been the very responsible thing, and that always has to And that's always has to be. And before I go, folks, I really want to say is that I cannot wait for a safe New Year's, and I'm looking forward to getting my third COVID-19 vaccine dose in the new year as well. So, YouTubers, thank you for this wonderful year in review. December 19th, 2021. Have a safe day, folks. And season's greetings. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay tuned for me to say Merry Christmas Eve for you come December 24th. And Merry Christmas come Christmas Day, December 25th. Later on at the end of this next week. See you then.